Hello everyone! While Nathanos was sent out to take care of Bonsandi and failed at his mission, Sylvanas took on board for the Lich King and took the helm of domination, ripping it apart and shattering the veil between this world and the Shadowlands. While the Blightcaller, he would return home at the Marisstead. Sylvanas finally became one with the darkness. She joined her ally, the Jailer, who she's been working with since the end of Wrath the Lich King. Despite losing the Fourth War, her ultimate goal of sending souls to the Maw and empowering the Jailer, by extension empowering herself, it did work out nicely, and so she sets her sights on those that dare to oppose her.
I knew she would come one day to seize this power for herself. Instead, she has done the unthinkable. Now, she will come for them all. To finish what she started. And break all who opposed her. Those who held Azeroth together will be in her sights.
Jaina, Thrall and Bane, they've been taken by the Mawsworn. Only Tyrande Whisperwind was able to lay waste to the dark manifestations that the Banshee had sent for her, but only due to the powers granted by Elune. She is the Night Warrior now, driven by vengeance. But it's not power that comes without a price, as she knew as she went through the ritual, a price that is eventually going to have to be paid.
King Greymane, you shouldn't remain out in the open like this. You're too tempting a target.
If Sylvanas had wished to capture me, she would have done so along with Anduin. No, she wanted to leave me behind, to torment me with the loss of yet another of our king.
Still, we need you in the throne room. There are matters of state that must be overseen until the king's return.
Anduin entrusted Turalyon with command of our military forces. The Stormwind nobles support him serving as regent and protector of the realm.
I don't question the High Exarch's ability to defend the Alliance. But as a king yourself, don't you think you should...
You and Turalyon need to safeguard our citizens from the return of the Scourge. I need to focus on doing whatever I can to find Anduin and the others.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Having Gen look over the kingdom in Anduin's absence. That was actually something that was already discussed in the novel Before the Storm. But instead, they have now decided to place Turalyon on the throne. Time will tell what kind of effects that might have, as in Shadows Rising, Turalyon went quite far in trying to figure out where Sylvanas was hiding. He was binding up people with the light, while his wife invaded the mind with the void. Curious what kind of leader he's going to be. Now, while discussing leadership in Before the Storm, Gen also spoke about Anduin's future. Getting married, perhaps even having some kids. The subject, it was not explored much further, but in-game there might be potential in the form of Talia Fordragon. She is the daughter of Bolvar Fordragon, sent off to Kultiris before he ever became the Lich King.
I remember now. He used to write you letters. He had a nickname for you.
My shining star. The letters stopped coming. I have so many questions.
Talia, when time permits, you must come to Stormwind as my guest. I have many stories to share about your father.
Stand strong, hero.
These abductions, the Scourge attacks. The Banshee will pay for what she's done. By Elune's fury, we will bring her to justice.
Right now, I don't give a damn about justice. I just want to find where she's taken our friends. King Greymane, what's the plan?
We'll get them back, Talia. I swear to you, we'll save them all.
The Ebon Blade has extracted the High Lord, from the battle in Icecrown. He is recovering in Acheris.
I pray he can help us find answers. Without that cursed helm, the Scourge are running rampant. We'll need the help of the Argent Crusade to stem the tide of the undead.
If anyone can figure out how this all fits together, it's Bolvar.
Did you say Bolvar? Bolvar Fordragon? That's my father. Is he alive?
Talia, I will explain. But we can't afford to let our guard down. Not with so much at stake.
All this time you knew my father was alive, but you didn't tell me!
It's not that simple, Talia. Your father was presumed lost at the Wrathgate. It wasn't until later that we learned the truth. Dragon's flame had saved his life, but scarred his flesh. And in an act of vengeance, Arthas Menethil captured and tormented him. When the Lich King was defeated, someone had to take up the mantle and keep the Scourge in check. Your father assumed that burden, knowing it would cost him everything. Tyrion Fordring swore to keep Bolvar's choice a secret. He made us take the same vow. We believed that knowing his fate would only bring you pain.
We? Anduin knew too, didn't he? The king told me story after story about my father as if he was some long-dead hero of the past, but the whole time, Anduin hid the truth.
Please forgive us, Talia. We honestly believed he was a casualty of war. That Bolvar Fordragon was truly gone to be forevermore the Lich King.
Well, you were wrong. Now I know my father is alive, free from that damned helm, and no matter what it takes, I will go to his side.
Quite a slip-up from Stormwind Spymaster. Perhaps we can forgive him, as he's been letting his guard down just a little bit. Enjoyed a well-deserved break with Captain Flynn Fairwind at his side, seeing the world and getting to know each other intimately. And the Horde is feeling the same pain that the Alliance is, with two of their leaders missing. Even more so, since they just got into the flow of being ruled by a council, rather than a single war chief.
Though I despise her actions, I cannot deny that Sylvanas Windrunner is a master tactician. The Scourge attacks and the abductions must be part of a larger strategy.
The Alliance is every bit as wounded as the Horde. King Ren and Lady Proudmoore were taken. They also came for Tyrande Whisperwind, but she neutralized her attackers.
Really? I knew the Night Warrior's power had grown, but to dispatch an adversary that even Jaina Proudmoore could not. It is fortunate that we have the Knights of the Ebon Blade to aid us. General Nazgrim reports that Bolvar Fordragon is free of the Lich King's crown and is recovering in Acheris. What's more, the Argent Crusade has rallied to answer the call. They stand ready to drive back the Scourge from our lands.
Bolvar Fordragon was one of the bravest heroes Azeroth has ever known. If anyone can advise us how to defeat this menace and recover our friends, it is the High Lord.
The legacy of the Lich King is forever entwined with that of my family. Regent Lord, though I serve only as an advisor to the Forsaken, I ask to stand with you as you face this threat.
Your voice has offered wisdom to both the Forsaken and the Horde Council, Lady Menethil. Whatever comes, we will face it together.
Lor'themar knows the power that Jaina can display, as he fought against her, but also with her. Valera Sanguinar, she is a blood elf that feels no true allegiance to either the Alliance or the Horde. She is loyal to House Rin, and she's been acting as a messenger between the factions. Caught between two worlds, as she describes it, belonging fully to neither, yet being able to move between them, it offers certain advantages. Agra knows that Thrall, wherever he might be, he'll keep on fighting, while she watches over their children. While Mela and Bane, they're all but confirmed to be together now. Then one that might stand out, that is Lady Menethil. She might be a surprise to some of you. This is Kalia Menethil, sister to Arthas Menethil, who went missing for quite a while and returned to the story in Legion as a member of the Priest Order Hall. She then died while overseeing the meeting between the living and the Forsaken, as described in Before the Storm. Some of the Forsaken, they had such a wonderful time during the meeting that they didn't want to return to their Banshee Queen. They asked Kalia to stand with them, and she did. To which Sylvanas unleashed their archers and shot down any that tried to defect, any that tried to come back, and Kalia as well. Not the end of her story, as she was brought back in the light, to then step up and embrace the recently turned Night Elves, the Dark Rangers, who are in need of a home and some guidance. Now, she hasn't taken over leadership of the Forsaken. That role is given to Lillian Voss. She was part of the Forsaken starting area, turned into undead by Sylvanas' brand new Valkyr. She couldn't really handle coming back. She went on a quest of vengeance against the Scarlet Crusade and any necromancers that she could get her hands on. It wasn't until Battle for Azeroth where she became closer with her people, and now in the absence of the Banshee Queen, she's the one that's guiding them. Now, of course, no Sylvanas means no more Valkyr to add new Forsaken to their ranks. I'm really curious to find out what solution they've got planned for that. Perhaps we'll see more of them resurrected like Kalia, given a new purpose in life. Or perhaps something else is going to happen, time will tell. Questions for the future, I suppose. Right now, we have bigger things to worry about. The Undead Scourge, it's swarming in numbers, not seen since the return of Arthas Menethil. The Cult of the Damned is back in force as well. You might recall a little plague that swept over the lands of Lor'themar. Yeah, that was done with their aid. We need to locate our missing leaders, and thankfully, we do not stand alone in this mission. The Knights of the Ebon Blade and the Argent Crusade, just like it was in the days of Wrath the Lich King, they've answered the call. Their experience is going to be vital if we want to keep our citizens safe. First up, we check on our patrols. We see what we're up against. The further we ride out, the more numbers we face. Darkshire and the Crossroads, they hit so hard that they need our help clearing out enemy forces to have any hope of holding the line. Then some news from Icecrown comes in. It appears that we're not the only ones under assault. For the last 7 years, give or take a few years, they've been stationed here at the tournament grounds, not giving up hard-earned territory from back in Wrath the Lich King. These are some of the finest when it comes to dealing with the Scourge forces. And still, this attack, it came so sudden, it was so unexpected, that the tournament grounds have been overrun. It's been quite some time since they faced such a massive number of Scourge. And that's where we come in. We help them out, we drive the enemy back, we get the wounded back on their feet, and we check out what the Cult of the Damned are up to, with a little bit of reconnaissance at Alderfar and Mortrefar. Even by spying on them, we're not exactly sure what they're doing in there, but whatever it is, it can't be good.
The Crusade stands ready.
There is still much to be done, hero. Crusader Ren here will assist you in your next endeavors.
I await your signal.
For the Crusade.
While the other Crusaders regain control of the tournament grounds, we press on. We set up a forward camp further into Icecrown. From our foothold atop the Ironwall ramparts, we'll have a staging ground to fight from, figure out what the cultists are up to, but it is going to need some supplies, so we're going to have to wait for a little bit. In the meantime, we get to entertain ourselves with some rare bosses that spawn across the zone. Maw-sworn soul-bearers carry them back to the mortal realm, infusing them with the powers from the Maw itself. Familiar faces make a return, like Patchwork, Blood Queen Lanafel, Noth the Plaguebringer, Professor Putricide, a whole bunch of the greatest hits from the past. The most popular, that would be Bronjam, as he has a chance to drop Papa's mint condition bag. Now I do wonder, seeing how it's the Maw-sworn soul-bearers that bring them back, if that means that all these poor souls were condemned to go to the Maw. Maybe. At least they get a little holiday being on Azeroth again, being absolutely slaughtered by a whole bunch of heroes just waiting for them to spawn. Once our foothold is done supplying, we need to check out what is going on at Mortrefar, but so far any attempts to get in, they failed. Maybe if we could just get a disguise together, from clothes ripped off the dead bodies at Alderfar, we'll be able to pretend to be one of them, just walk right in and have Herald Delora explain.
His power rising. His chains broken. The remaking has begun. The hour draws near when the banished one shall reclaim what is his. Death comes for the soul of this world. Make ready! Feed the lives of the unworthy to the hungering maw!
The banished one, that would be the jailer. Although, the people on Azeroth, they probably don't know that this is one of his nicknames. He is the one that Sylvanas is working with, yet what he wants to reclaim, that's still uncertain. Death is coming for the soul of this world. Is there some connection between that Titan spirit of Azeroth and the jailer? Unknown as of yet, details that will hopefully play out as we go through the Shadowlands itself. We can see that the Cult of the Damned are very hard at work at developing a brand new plague. So this banished one, he is behind the Scourge's return. That the undead are amassing in great numbers outside of Icecrown Citadel, it can't be coincidence. Keep in mind that it was Bolvar that kept the Scourge in check by taking up that role of the Lich King. He is no longer on the throne. The helmet is now destroyed, so the Scourge is running rampant, guided by the hands of the jailer and his heralds.
Another defiant soul. In time, you too will serve the banished one. Death will be the only power that remains.
After bombarding the undead from the air, the path for our allies is clear to move in. This is our chance to take on the Lor'themar and strike a definitive blow against the rising dead.
Fate is upon you, mortal. The darkness comes. You cannot stop his victory.
Perhaps not, but at least we stopped this herald. We slowed the Scourge advance, yet no sign of our missing leaders. We'll have to report back to our capital, while the Argent Crusade, they stay here, remaining a bulwark against the Scourge.
No sign of Anduin or Jaina. If they aren't being held in Icecrown, it can only mean that the Banshee has taken them into the realms of death. I will not rest until they are found. Work with our allies to keep the Scourge at bay. We cannot allow that menace to overrun our kingdoms. I'll send word to the Knights of the Ebon Blade. If anyone can devise a strategy to rescue our friends, it's Bolvar Fordragon. When the hour comes, we will call upon you to face the darkness and bring our allies home.
The winged creature you encountered sounds like the very fiends who abducted Thrall, Bane, and the others. I had hoped you would find them held captive in Icecrown. But it seems our worst fears are true. That Sylvanas has taken them beyond the Shattered Veil. I will send word of this to the Knights of the Ebon Blade. We must devise a strategy to rescue our friends from the realms of death. Stay vigilant, champion. Fight back the Scourge wherever you see them encroaching. Once our plan is in place, you will be called upon to bring our allies home.
Back at home, we can see that the plague that the Cult of the Damned has been working on, it's made its way past our walls. Anyone foolish enough to touch one of their crates, they instantly feel the plague coursing through their veins. And while you could find an Argent healer to try and cleanse you, you could also have a bit of fun. Let her run out and turn into a ghoul, hungering for brains and for flesh. You can strike out at anyone. You could even blow yourself up and spread the plague even more. Now, there's one more thing to deal with. Our boy Nathanos, he left Sylvanas on some bad terms, disappointing her with failing his mission. He's returned home to the Plague Lands, and it doesn't take long for our forces to spot him, as it was back in the days of Classic. The heroes of the world, they're called upon to take him out. But Nathanos is no pushover.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Azeroth's mightiest champions. Congratulations. You've managed to track me to the most unlikely of places, my very own home. Seeking retribution for all the bad things I've done, I suppose. How frightfully predictable. I have been waiting a long time for this. Let's get on with it, shall we? All this grows tiresome. Give me a real challenge! Come on! Is this the best you can do?
Now it's getting interesting.
Your power has grown.
Where is she?
With him, of course. In the darkest place. Along with every soul burned to ash in your precious tree.
Where is she?
Go on. Kill me. You'll send me right to my lady. Beyond the veil, she shattered. Oh, Tyrande. High Priestess. Night Warrior. Completely powerless to stop the count.
Aldiel Shalah. In life, Nathanos Maris was a braggart and a bully. In death, his worst traits were only magnified. At long last, the Blightcaller has met the justice he deserved. I only regret I was not there to see it done. I cannot begrudge Tyrande Whisperwind for claiming the killing blow. I only hope the Night Warrior's rage remains fixed upon Sylvanas.
I do not wish to speak out of turn, Regent Lord, but I have given counsel to the Kaldori who were raised into undeath after the battle for Darkshore. I believe I have helped them find a path forward. Perhaps if I spoke of them to the High Priestess, it might help ease her spirit, if only a little.
Lillian Voss has told us of your efforts, Lady Menethil. Let us hope fate offers us a chance to see your kind offer bear fruit.
I have faced the Blightcaller before. A pity I wasn't there to help end him. At long last, one of the architects of the Fourth War has been brought to justice. I envy Tyrande for landing the killing blow. Though I fear it did little to bring her peace. The power within her seems to be growing stronger, more insistent. Our hunt for Sylvanas continues. We must find where she's taken Anduin, Jaina, and the others. Do not relent, champion. Bring them home.
And that's what the pre-event had to offer us. With our leaders taken beyond the veil, there's a clear road as to where we're going next. If all things go according to schedule, then this should be launch day for the Shadowlands. Finally, a brand new expansion is upon us. New stories, new people to meet, new places to visit. It's going to be some crazy times, but I cannot wait to begin. Our adventures into the Shadowlands await, but that will be for next time. For now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, see ya!